Hello.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Well, go ahead, Grayson. It's your show.
Welcome everybody to Wildwoods Honey Farms, the Monday night live stream. Hello, everybody. Glad everybody could join us for tonight's live, like last Monday we did. Hello, everybody. Let's see it.
We got Sean Buteris. Now he's Sean Buteris Urban Bees.
Yeah, it's Sean Bouters. Or Bouters.
Bouters.
It's hard to pronounce that.
I've made him a sign, and I still can't pronounce his name.
Hey, got a few of them in the chat area tonight.
Look at this. 1 week. He's learned StreamYard. He's got banners going. He's got an intro video. Look at this. He's been working hard.
I guess I learned pretty quick on different things. But how are everybody's bees here today?
Mine are doing pretty good. I actually took some sugar out and put some blocks of sugar on a couple nukes. And, I found out real quick I didn't let it dry enough. The inside was still mushy. But, it got in there. And then you guys saw in the live video, I had a hive with 2 queens in it.
We also that was pretty cool. A 2 queen hive.
If
everybody noticed, I did reach 100 subscribers, so I wanted to say thank you, everybody.
Well, what are you giving away? You hit 100 subs, you got to give something away.
I was thinking about that, but I don't know.
No, I'm just playing with you, man.
I think at some point, maybe once I reach maybe 500, I'd give away something small, like a queen marking pen or something.
That'd be cool.
Definitely. I've been feeding. We went out there today, feeding pollen patties, that kind of different thing. I've been looking for some different things, like more. This is everything that I was looking at. It's called Ultra B protein patties. Says something to help boost up production and
keep talking. I'll be right back.
And brew production. So I'm thinking about looking into that.
Yeah, I've got some of the Ultra B and the
that's what I was talking about. The Ultra B.
The Ultra B pollen subs, dry sub, and then I got some of the pollen patties also.
That's it. Does it work pretty good?
It worked pretty good. They seem to get on it quick.
That's cool. I was thinking about getting some of that to try it out.
I use it usually mainly during the springtime just for a quick build up. Yeah, what Bob got right there. I keep mine in the deep freeze whenever I'm using it.
I think about getting some to give them some, like on warmer days, it says. Then the colder days, just feed them pollen patties.
Yeah. Now I got some what they call winter patty also. It don't have quite as much protein. It's more carbohydrates.
I have that too. That's what I'm feeding them right now.
Yeah, I got a 5-gallon bucket of that.
Garrison says my bees have a laugh. He gave him, I think, yesterday. I've heard of that. On what was it? Forgot what channel it was on. I think it was Castle House or Greg Burns' channel somewhere. I saw that they're using that.
I know Brian at Castle has used it. It's a good bit.
What, the winter patty or
the Have Alive patties?
I haven't tried that yet.
But like Sean may have took a couple of stings trying to treat his bees this afternoon.
Just treated 4 colonies with Alex tonight. Once have it dust, they tried to near tear me up. That's stings at the same ankle.
I don't like the ankle stings. I would rather get stung in the face than on the ankle.
The Jesse said, "How are you feeding dry pollen?" I'm using a pollen feeder tube. It's just the
4-inch PVC
pipe, and I got a couple fittings on the end, and just put dry pollen sub in it and let them get it like.
Yeah, I take 4-inch PVC, a cap on one end, and then a 45 on the other, just so no rain can blow back up inside of it.
Yeah, I actually have 45s on both sides, but
okay. I didn't think about doing it that way.
Different.
I guess it depends on how much wind you have too. If you got a good breeze blowing through it, you might get a little bit blown out.
Yeah, Hive Alive is kind of expensive.
I haven't looked at it yet. At some point I'll look at it. Shipping too high.
Well, with Hive Alive, I like the product, I guess. I've never really used it, but the just from what I've read on it, I like it pretty good. But the only thing is, for about $24-$25, it only makes 10.5 gallons of liquid syrup.
Yeah.
Like the liquid one, the little 100 ml jar.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy.
That's what I was about to say. Randy said, "Hey, Grayson, Liam, Bob. Hello, Randy. Glad you could join us today."
How are your bees doing, Grayson?
They've been doing good today. We went out there today doing a few inspections. Yesterday I did some inspections. So just been working on feeding, making sure we're okay. Just the basics, make sure they got good healthy queens, make sure I'm good enough to survive winter. If not, then I'll have to put them with a different colony. The colony.
I went out there the other day to do a little yard work, cut some grass around mine, and I had one of my colonies in my horizontal hive was getting robbed out.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah, they were pretty active.
Mine in the afternoon, like when they're doing their orientation flights, it seems, it's really busy right now. Like they're just coming out a lot of bees right now.
Some of my hives do have a lot of bees coming out, and they've been searching for pollen. Pollen, I guess, has been going down just a little bit. We still have a little goldenrod here in Alabama, but a little bit starting to shut down a little bit.
We still got quite a bit of goldenrod here. I've seen like 1 or 2 plants starting to kind of wilt over, but the rest of them just bright yellow. It just seems like they're going pretty good.
Some of our down the road of our house, we see some of them tilting down a little bit.
Which we hadn't had any rain here in a couple months either, so I'm surprised it's stayed up as long as it has. But we're supposed to be getting rain either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Last week it was a little chilly here. It was like, I don't know, lowest was at night 34, but I did have inspection 2 of them today, just because the high for us was like 80. So it was a good day. This whole week's supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next cold is gonna hit, but it was pretty early for a little cold snap to come in.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. We was, I think, like 3 degrees from hitting 100-year low in my area, and we got down to 37 2 nights in a row, and now we're back up to 75 at night and 87 during the day.
Yeah. For us, I don't know. It's like 50, maybe 60 in the night, and then 70 or high. That's what I'm looking at on the forecast.
It's 64 here right now.
64. I'll look here just out of curiosity.
I'm 77 right now, and we got a low of like 74 for tonight.
That's not bad. Us, it's 81 the high and 57 the low.
Yeah, we're about the same. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 76 and 58, so still above flying temperature for the most part.
Yeah.
Good.
I've been making some tchotchkes on the laser.
Some what?
Tchotchkes, little bottle opener.
Oh, the openers, okay.
Yeah, and then of course you saw the thing, but I took the label, and this one needs to be. I actually redid it after this. This was a sample one, but you see how the lettering was so small? It's hard to read, but it was the package labels, biocontrol, and then activator on the other side. No, actually that was the first one where I did the same thing on both sides, trying to get my settings right. But yeah, just been messing around lately.
I get you. Jesse FJR asks, can you tell me a little bit more about how you feed using a 5-pound bag of sugar? Well, it's basically simply you buy the bag of sugar from a store, Walmart, Dollar General, and then you get it, open it up, put 7-10 ounces of water in it. You could, stir it up, let it harden, or you can just go and put it in there and that's about it. Put a super on top, give them some space. That's how I was doing it.
So you just leave it open, and then the bees just go inside
there and eat it. Simple process. Cool. I was thinking about hey, yes, Grayson, sugar bags. How do they like it? They like it pretty good. They like anything that they can get, sugar, protein patties. Maybe I was gonna do different things throughout the course of winter. Sugar bags, protein patties, different things throughout the whole winter.
Did you notice? Do you notice them bringing the sugar out the front of the colony, like the crystals?
Sometimes they will do that. Yeah. Sometimes they'll take them out. Sometimes they'll fall into the bottom, and then they'll drag it out. I do see some of that sometimes.
I'll say a lot of times if you have dry sugar in there, or the sugar is too dry and it's just granules, they'll kind of take it out the front of the hive almost like they would trash or anything.
Right.
But if you got it a little more moist and get it more into a brick and let it dry hard, they tend to eat more of it then than drag it out.
I can't get it out. It's like a big lollipop. No, he doesn't cut slits in it. He just opens the end of it and he puts some water in it, Sean. And then, not a lot of water, but like
but enough for it to soak in. I'm thinking about making some sugar bricks, some different methods. I'm going to try to do it, and different methods, but the sugar bag, or however you want to call it, does last a little bit. But one of our colonies ate it. I don't know. I can get within a week or two. So they were pretty.
Ate the whole bag, like a 10-pound bag or a 5-pound bag.
I don't know really what it is. It's like I wish I had one here, but it's not. I don't think it's a 1-pound bag. I think it's a 5-pound bag. In one of my videos, you might be able to look at it and say, Grayson, have you tried swarm trapping? Not this year, I haven't, but next year I'm hoping to do some new ways to catch bees, hoping to remove swarms and then catch swarms around the property. That we have 40 acres. I'm hoping to put a lot of swarm traps up, get bees to come in and take them home and nuke. But I'm gonna try that next year. I haven't tried it this year yet.
That'd be nice. That way, I like putting an extra swarm trap even around my apiary, just in case I happen to have a swarm out of one of my hives and I'm not there. Hey, there's a good chance that I'll catch my own swarm and be able to bring it back to another box.
That's definitely a good way to do it. Just in case if one have swarmed and you weren't there, didn't have enough time to split it. This year, one of our colonies swarmed, flew up into one of their tall pine trees. We weren't able to get down. They flew away. I didn't do any splits. I guess I haven't thought about it at the time, but next year I'm going to try to be more prepared to, do some more splits and then hopefully not lose any of the colonies.
Yeah. In my other 3 yards, I have an extra box set up on the side just for a swarm trap, a little nuke. But my home yard here, I don't have any, I guess, swarm trap around, and I probably should have, because I did have one swarm out earlier this year, and it was about 40 foot up a tree that I couldn't get to.
Sean asked, do they chew the paper pretty easily?
They do. Sometimes they do, I did notice on some of them whenever they will get through the bottom for some reason. And, they don't, I don't know. I don't think they eat it. I think they just, probably chew it up and then it falls to the bottom and then they probably drag it out. Fun. But they have, on some of the colonies, they have done that. Some of them, they have not yet.
Let's see. Trying to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, scanning through the comments.
Yeah.
Last stream, I missed a lot of them. They're flying by fast. So I'm gonna try to.
It's hard to keep up with all of them at one time.
And while you're talking, I'm gonna try to answer as many as I can. We got 16 people on, so that's pretty good. Just reached 100 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. I said earlier, thanks to everybody.
That's nice. Congratulations.
Garrison Beehives. My property is 11,000 square feet. I have swarm traps on 2 trees. I've caught 2 swarms the last 2 years.
That's nice.
That's cool.
My old lady, she works at a little cafe about 3 miles up the road from us here. And I caught 1 swarm there this year. Last year, I put a box there. I caught 3 swarms in 3 weeks in the exact same box.
That's cool.
I took the swarm, brought 1 home, moved it to a 10 frame, brought that little 5 frame nuke right back to her work. And the next week, caught another one. Done that 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, that's pretty good. Same idea as putting sugar on a newspaper. Same concept.
Yeah. That's the one they call, what is it, Bob? The mountain camp method or something like that?
Mountain camp. That's what my mentor, he just takes a paper towel and puts it down and then pours sugar on top of it. Of course, he doesn't just do that because he's got like hardware cloth, like a big hardware cloth that he's got cut to the side of the hive. And then he puts the paper towel on it, then the sugar.
Garrison Beehouse says that he boxed 13 swarms this year. That's a lot of swarms.
That's nice.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys
commenting and
do a lot of swarms.
Now, Randy, luckily last year it wasn't my bees that swarmed out last year. I did have 1 swarm out this year. But they have another apiary between me and my old lady's work, so I don't know if it happened to be one of their hives that has swarmed out or just a feral colony.
You want some? We'll see feral colonies out there, then move into a tree somewhere or a house.
I caught 3 of my own, and then I don't know how many I went to that were like in bushes and trees and stuff that people called me to go get. Probably 4 or 5, I guess. I got.
I think I only went and got 2 this year. I had 1 cutout out of a house, and then I did have 3. I had the cutout, and then I had 2 swarms. 1 at our farmer's market while the market was going on, and then 1 down the road from me. Somebody had 1 in their little plum tree.
You should show them that picture of your truck.
We did catch a few swarms this year, but they're too small. They didn't really, make it or anything. There was one at a I don't know, like a horse farm, and it was just like in a little ball. It's like a handful, like a ball, and it was small. I put it in a nuke, but it really didn't, make it. And then there's another one. I forgot what it was. Some different ones, and there was one that we couldn't get that was in like a tall oak tree. We couldn't get that one. Somebody wanted us to look at it. It was a long time ago. Next year I'm hoping to put out, different things of saying that, local catching swarms, because it'd be cool to catch some swarms in houses or, bigger swarms that will be able to make it.
Well, the good thing is if you got a little swarm and it's in a nuke, at least you can, if you go queenless, you can just merge that with the queenless colony. If, assuming that small swarm has a queen.
Yeah. 10 years. Sean says 10 years of beekeeping, never caught a swarm, probably because of living in the city. Yes, mountain camp method. I guess bees.
Lee, I like your shirts.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Lee's got a bunch of shirts.
I just got 4 or 5 of them in behind me here, and then I just ordered the new one that I designed the other night. Hey, Grayson, I just dropped a picture there at the bottom.
There you go. I saw it.
I would not suggest putting a 12-foot ladder in the back of a truck.
Catch a swarm. But how high was the swarm? Like another 20 feet, right?
I had about a 12-foot aluminum pole, and I was standing 12 foot on top of the ladder with the pole and still barely reached them.
Wow.
And let's see.
Looks
Let's see if I can find it whenever I got this box home. You can actually see how many bees were in here.
Do you have this video uploaded?
Yeah. It's the first swarm catch of 2022.
I gotta go back and watch that.
That colony ended up making it still doing good, or
yeah, that one's still doing good. I never did mark the queen in it.
No, my colonies have any marked queens. I guess I just didn't want the killer back since I just never mark them.
Yeah, it had a bunch.
The best thing I'm going to do next year is on the drones, practice marking drones, and then once you don't kill a drone, then you can get marked a queen without killing the queen.
Yeah,
they talked me into that this year. Marking a few queens.
Just be careful and don't get it on too high on the head. You'll get them blinded.
That hive today, I had 2 queens in the same hive. Neither one of them was marked. So, hey, Lisa. Grammy.
Let's see. Sean was talking about that shirt too. I'm gonna just
one?
I'm share a picture here.
I'll lean back and show my shirt.
I'm share a picture of the new one that I just designed.
I saw that one on your community chat. Yeah, I like that.
This was an idea actually from Tim at Gunline Bees.
I saw that.
I put a link up the other day for all my shirts, and he said, "Well, I got a good idea," and he told me.
I saw that in the comments of your first one.
Yeah, it wasn't 5 minutes. I had to go get me a construction board, set everything up, do a photo shoot, and get the honey pouring out.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think it come out pretty decent.
That looks cool.
You're too extra, though.
It's a cool design.
I just got the 2 shirts. That's it.
If you don't kill a queen, you're not a beekeeper.
Off with her head, huh, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Bob could tell you about that.
I've decapitated them.
Yeah. Hey, it's gonna happen.
Eventually, it will. I haven't killed a queen yet.
One-handed queen catcher.
I've heard of those. I don't have one, but you need to get one.
Oh, Lee's got one right behind him.
Oh no. They make the plastic ones. I saw those. I do need to get one of those just in case if I come across a queen. Need to box her up pretty quick. It's might be kind of hard to get a little queen cage and get her in there. So the queen catcher's a pretty good idea.
Sure, he's got a shirt.
Yeah. Where is it at here?
Sean says I like the smoker one too. So you have a smoker design as well.
Smoke them if you got them.
That's a cool design.
That's a picture of my actual smoker. I took a picture of it sitting here behind me one day.
Sean is asking Bob what are you going to do with the 2 queens?
Nothing right now. They're happy. I'm happy. One of them will live and one of them will probably die eventually, or one will swarm off. Or if one of my colonies goes queenless,
just
maybe
take
not this time of year.
Take one of those queens, box her up in a queen catcher, put her in there.
Yep.
First hard freeze here in Lakewood, Colorado last night.
Oh, wow.
It get too cold over there for me.
Let me see. I don't know when we had a freezing day this past week, but it just went away.
Yeah. We got down to 37, so it wouldn't no freeze or nothing here for us.
The first day of our cold little weather, it got low as 34, son. We're not too far of yours.
Yeah, use your fingers and catch your queens. That's what I've been practicing. Catch queens.
Pick her on her wings and get her 2 back legs.
I just grab her. I just grab her by the body like that. I try to get her if this was her head, I try to get her from behind or left-handed is better because I'm right-handed for me to make a dot on it, but
that's what I try to do. I try to catch them. I mean, over their body itself, right behind the head.
Listen, said the same thing. Tested on drones.
Yeah, you can definitely practice on drones.
The drones aren't really, drones do mate with the queens, but you got a million of those in the house, so the queen's more important than the drones.
But so, see, you would be much more careful if you were holding that queen than a drone. You're like, smash the drone, no problem. Give me another drone.
That's exactly. First time I marked the drone, I killed it.
Oh, Texas Beekeeper has some good videos of catching queens, DC said.
Yeah, he had a video, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. He had a hive or a colony with 2 queens in it also.
Oh, really?
So that. That's right. He couldn't find. He was searching for the 2 queens. He could only find it was a yellow queen and a white queen, I believe, and then he couldn't find it. So he just saw 1 queen.
When I first picked the frame up and was looking at it, they were both right next to each other. I was like, wait a minute. Yep, 1, 2 queens. And I held it up, and I was holding it in one hand, trying to get. I had my gloves on, right? Trying to get my phone to go live, and slung my glove off, got it to go live, and then one of the queens had went to the other side of the frame, so I had to do the little frame thing. The frame flip one-handed.
He also clips wings. I do know you can clip the wings off the what do you call it? The queens.
The queen.
Yeah,
she doesn't fly off or something. Whenever you're on a frame, the queen might fly off the ground and you couldn't find her or something. Clip wings.
Yeah, Tim from Gunline in the comments here. And I was just telling him about the idea you gave me, Tim, for the new shirt.
Hey, Tim. Good to see you.
In fact, I told Tim, I said, you gave me the idea. I said, so what size shirts do y'all want? I sent him and Hannah both one.
Man, I got both screens up. Both comments going.
I missed one up here by Grammy. We had 32 one night, but not long enough for me to move my plants inside. If they're out, your plants might get on the weather. Last year, we had some plants out there. We moved them inside, and then next year, moved them back outside. I don't know what we're going to do this year, though.
Yep, I've had that happen, too. Where a queen trying to mark you, pick the frame up, queen takes off. But luckily, Lee stepped me back off the ledge earlier in the year. I'm like, man, I just got this $40 queen. I'm putting it in here, and she takes off. And Lee's like, just close it up and then come back and check it in a little while. She's probably going to be back in the front of the colony.
Mm-hmm.
And
sometimes I'll close it up and they'll come right back, or I might leave the top of the box cracked where maybe, hey, she knows she flew out of this top corner. Maybe she'll come back to it.
But yeah, it's happened. It is happening. So what do you got coming up for your bees, Grayson? What's next? What are you doing next?
Next thing I've been doing is working on cleaning up my beard, and then feeding. My beard definitely needed some cleaning. I went out there. All the boxes in the summer had ants in them, but now they don't have no more ants. I had to go there and get my half tool on the sides. It was a little dirty. I had to clean it a little bit. I didn't get no water on it, but I just got my half tool, got some stuff off, cleaned it up a little bit for next year. So I've been really working on it. I need to do some more on that, cleaning up.
When you get done cleaning your bee yard, you can come right on over and clean my bee yard. There's a 20 in it for you.
What's bad? I got 4 bee yards, and my yard here at home is the one that looks the worst compared to all 4 of them. The other ones I have to actually drive to, and they're nice, cut, weed-eated, ready, clean.
Looks like Bruce is on. He says, "Hi guys, have company tonight and probably can't come. That's all right. We've been chatting a little bit on email, but at some point, because we're so close, at some point we'll do video together. At some point, I don't know when.
Yeah, you guys are pretty close. Grammy's midwife right there is close to you too.
He's in. in like Pike County. He's in Dothan, I think.
Dothan, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Dothan, Alabama.
She says they're liking that rocket fuel so far. They won't dislike it. They'll drink it. They'll never tell you they don't like it if they don't. They'll just keep drinking it.
Keep going at it.
He's like anything. They like palm patties. You like sugar. You like mostly anything. They don't. Grammy is half a way between us. Probably like in the middle.
Right in the middle between both y'all.
I think so. I guess. Say if you have a straight line from me and Bruce's house, she's probably right in the center.
Did my camera freeze up? Because it looked no. Okay.
That's about how you look.
She was in Ozark. I figured. I know Ozark's a little closer.
A little closer to where you're at.
I think so.
So I'm glad to see you got the StreamYard figured out.
I know. I'm gonna stick with the free version until I don't really want this. Because there's a few things that I don't really like about it, but I mean it's okay. Like the in your corner you can see like powered by StreamYard. But it's fine. I'm gonna use this until I get a few more till I get like maybe 500 to 1,000 in the next few years.
Lee can tell you what's the big difference? The biggest difference, Lee.
Basically $25 a month. I mean, you get rid of the little StreamYard logo. I think you can have up to 10 people, and you can record 50 hours worth of video versus 10. But I mean, really, I didn't see no use of recording the video on StreamYard because it already records it to YouTube, so it's kind of double.
Unless you want to download it and edit it or something.
Yeah. But I mean, I could still download it from YouTube if I needed to.
Yeah.
But it's a handy little program, though. I like it.
It's cool.
Do you mind if I ask how much? Did I miss something? Speedy Vape, maybe? What they're talking about? I think the Speedy Vape's like $195 or something.
I know that. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good price on that one. I didn't remember exactly what it was.
But he don't have like a website. I think he just uses like his email and Facebook.
CT says $220 for the version 3.
Oh, he has a new one?
Yeah, you make one, you figure out what might be wrong with it, or even if it ain't anything wrong with it, you might figure out something better and come out with a new version.
Well, that's not how Pro Vape does it. They just make one version and leave it that way forever. Don't change nothing. Don't fix nothing. Just leave it the way it is.
DC said he told him he needs a site for it to be able to sell it. He'd probably make decent money on it.
Yeah, I mean, if he got the word out there.
I've still got my Larabis, though.
Larabis.
Bruce is asking, Grayson, what are you doing with your bees right now? Well, right now I'm just using Apivar in my colonies for mite treatments right now. Feeding. I did inspect some yesterday. Did checking, make sure everybody's okay. I do have a few smaller colonies that I might want to feed a little more heavy. That a little worried about. I do have let's see, 6 colonies at the time. 3 smaller ones. 3 ever. There's another one that I went into. I couldn't find a queen, but I saw the queen. So when I went into this hive, I have the video. I'll upload it. I think I have the video. The queen was on the side of the box. I couldn't find her, so I just saw her run by on the side, and I was like, oh, she's on the side. Better be careful. Don't want to accidentally smush her. And then the other thing I'm doing is cleaning up my bee yard. It definitely needs. I got a lot of it done. If on my older videos, the bee yard right now looks a little better than it did a few months ago. A few months ago, I just had like 10 boxes stacked up on each other and stuff stacked up everywhere, and then I just saw like, everything. But then I skewed some stuff over made some places where I was gonna put stuff. Like over here, this is all gonna be boxes. Here's gonna be inner covers and bottom boards, extra telescoping covers. So trying to get it organized and cleaned up at the same time.
That's what I try to do. Keep everything stacked side by side. I stack all my supers up for the winter though, and I put a paramoth on them to make sure I don't get no wax moths in the fall.
Definitely need to do that.
Sean said, "How long to vape a hive?" I usually, when I use my ProVap, when I flip it over and it starts to vaporize, the temperature will drop, right? And usually I wait for the temperature to bottom out and then the temperature start to rise again. And that's when I take it out, when the temperature starts coming back up.
Like mine on my Larabis, the regular electric version, I turn it over, and when that temperature drops, you'll see it start coming back up. Once the temperature starts coming up, you'll see the actual smoke coming out, everything sublimating. Once it gets back to 400 degrees, I pull it out, move to the next hive.
Have you ever burned yourself on it when you're taking the lid cap off?
Nah. I felt it get a little warm, but I hadn't actually got a burn from it yet.
Well, that's one thing I don't like about the ProVap, because you got to pop that cap out. So
what I use the edge of my hive tool just to kind of push it off. I'll let it fall on the ground, go to the next one.
Lee, where do you get Paramoth?
I believe I got it from Man Lake, but don't quote me.
I'll look that up whenever I'm looking at the Ultra B stuff. I might whenever we order that, I'm looking to that.
This stuff? Oh.
I need to do that. I don't really want any wax moths or anything coming in.
Oh, give me that
stuff. The Ultra. I was thinking about getting the one that the 10 lbs little circular thing.
I don't even know where my Paramoth is.
Okay, so that's probably a good thing for you. But if you do math, which I know you can do good math,
probably
figure out the weight per pound on how much the cost per pound when you buy it by 10 and 40 pounds. You it ends up being cheaper per pound buying the bigger bag, but if you don't need the bigger bag, then it may not make that big a deal. But I put this in my dry feeder and I make my own pollen sub patties, right?
You can, Bruce says you can use always ice crystals, not mothballs. Ice crystals, can get them at Walmart.
That's what I heard. Just don't use, like you said, don't use regular mothballs because it has
it's like Mike is in here. He just what is the spray on fungus that kills moths on the frame?
I can't remember.
It's the same as Paramoth. I think I saw Jerome B Farm talk about that Paramoth or the ice crystals, right? I think he talked about that before too.
Now I get the Paramoth from Man Lake. A 5-pound bucket is $73.95. But I mean, I've had it since last year and been using it this year, and I hadn't even used a half a bucket yet.
16 watching. 16 people watching.
That's not bad. Real good.
Son of one. Hey, son of one. Actually, it's son of 1-1. 263Bs.
Oh, it looked like he changed it then.
I guess he might have.
Grayson, you can buy the ice crystals for about $5 a pound.
I'm looking into some different stuff. I will look at that on Man Lake.
I was about to say, if that's the case, I might have to look at the regular ice
crystals. To Bruce's and he'll hook you up with a couple pounds. I'm just messing with you, Bruce. Yeah, Walmart.
I might have to look into that ice crystal. That's a lot cheaper than the Paramoth.
Sertane is a preventative treatment that controls wax moths. Sertan. Daisy's got 100 colonies too.
Oh, he does?
100 plus, actually. He's up in New York. I would be watching Bruce's videos and Grammy's videos because they're so close to where you are geographically. Probably
I've been watching a lot of his videos because I could do because we're so close together. We have really close temperatures, so I've been watching his videos lately, commenting on some of them.
Oh, I ordered them on Amazon in 4 or 6 packs, but 1 pin would be plenty for Grayson. Yep. You just stack all of them up together with the. I think if I remember right, he stacked up the boxes. He had some of the crystals on the bottom, right? Then he put a couple boxes. Then he put. I think it was either newspaper or paper towel down. He put some more crystals in it. Every couple of boxes stacked them up.
Now I know with Paramoth, I want to say it's 5 deeps or 9 medium supers you can be able to stack up, and you would put like a paper plate on the top, put your crystals on it, and then the scent or the vapors are going to drift down the column. You just want to make sure everything's sealed up to hold the vapors in.
About to put to join.
Son of One is also near you, it says.
I guess he must. I don't know where he would be.
Did you just drop a link?
I did.
Did you drop a link? You should pin it to the top.
I need to. Let me see. I don't have to do it from here.
You gotta do it.
On YouTube side.
I don't have to. I'm trying to pin it. I gotta go on YouTube side. I wish it'd let me do it on that side, but it's 101 subscribers.
You picked up a sub. Look at you. Now keep in mind, what was it? How many weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, you had 24 subs.
I think so, or 20.
24. Well, 24 when we started with you.
Come on.
And now they found out that we're with you. That you're going to go back to like 25 now. You got the wrong way.
Hey Grayson, you know where Grimm's, Alabama is?
I think I've heard of it. I'd have to look at the map.
Son of One said that's where he's at. He lives in Grimm's.
I'll look at the map. Or Vincent can. Vincent has a map. He's good at what do you call it?
I don't know if that's Grimm's or Grimes. I know everywhere you live. I mean, everybody pronounces stuff different.
Daisy says once you get a freeze, the moths are mostly not a problem.
Yeah, after you get a good freeze and cool temperatures, you don't have to worry about them too bad.
Grimes.
I was thinking the same thing with the ants and stuff getting in your supers.
Also, when it gets cold, beetles they move much slower.
I know.
And you can smash them.
Let me think. I was watching what was it, 268 Dirt Roosters video. I don't know when it was. Well, anyway, I saw his video a little back. It was a small colony, died, but I saw that on the top there was dead beetles on top. So I guess they might have died. They die sometimes if it gets too cold. But they're like bees. They might go if it's not too cold. They'll just move slow, eat through the whole winter, overwinter with the colony.
Yeah, they'll try to cluster in with the bees, stay warm,
and then they stay warm.
Mike, you're making my head hurt with all these long words.
I know. I was about to say that's a big word there.
It's paradichlorobenzene.
I'm not really good at pronouncing too long words either.
You like how I just spit that out, don't you, Mike? Oh my gosh. He's like, LOL, sorry. I'm not in pharmaceuticals anymore. Stop it. Can't be rattling off big words. I
think the link is pinned. I just pinned it.
It's pinned up top.
That's good.
Hold on. I got to get my shades ready because
there's Sawmill Charlie.
Exactly why I said I had to get my glasses ready.
Hey.
No popcorn, Charlie. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Oh, he's not muted on here.
Nah, he didn't have his mic on.
Hey,
how's that?
Oh, good. Now I can put my glasses back. Everything's good.
You can hear me, can you?
We can hear you.
It sounds like you got a cold.
Yeah, I'm getting over sore throat and everything else.
Hey, Bob, Daisy's honey down there. Steve got a little comment for you.
No, I got to work tomorrow. No mead.
I was waiting on that one.
This is the PG-13 show. Our show is more of the for adults only, rated R, 17 plus, unless we have Grayson on. See, this is Grayson's show, so we got to play by Grayson's rules tonight.
See, look, I'm doing good tonight. I got Powerade, no mead.
You guys were talking about what was it? Wax moth, trying to control that.
Paramoth, yeah.
You had paramoth, but you can also do BT and spray your frames.
Yeah, I was about to say BT is the one that you spray, right?
Yeah, there it is right here. I don't know if I can get it to show up or not.
Not with your magic background going on there.
Yeah.
What is it? It's called BG?
BT.
Where do you buy that from?
Go to, let's see, Seven Springs Farm Supply.
And you basically mix it with water and just spray it on?
Yeah, sevenspringsfarmsupply.com. And let's see, what is it called? It's XENTARIBT.
Oh, Zentari, that Zentari stuff?
Yeah. I've not used it, but it kills the larvae. When they start to become larvae, they get ate up by this chemical. It's totally organic.
Grammy says she buys hers at the local co-op.
Probably like farm store.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys the story about the rat house or the mouse house that we're sealing off and fumigating?
Yeah, I remember you told me that one.
Look what I scored out of that house for free. Grayson will get it right away.
Uh-oh.
You know what that is, Grayson?
MJ.
Jordans.
Tennis shoes.
Some Jordan shoes for free. Yeah, it turns out that house had like $500,000 worth of shoe inventory in the basement.
Dang.
So, don't know what they're going to do with it yet, but at least I got me a couple free pairs. I got some Jordans and some Under Armour.
Mike said that's before Grayson. The old Jordans.
The old, he knows what Jordans are. He probably, well, I don't know. You know what Jordans are, right? Tennis shoes? Okay. So I know you're homeschooled. It's probably maybe not such a big thing in your class because you're at home.
I usually wear boots around our house because, we live in the woods on 40 acres. So I usually wear boots, and I never really even wear tennis shoes on short occasions. Maybe if we go on vacation or something, but even if we go on vacation, I usually wear boots.
That's me. Very seldom I wear shoes. I wear steel toe at work all the time. So we go shopping, we go out to eat. I still have steel toes on.
That's what I wear to work too. But when they're free, and I'm just kicking around here, that's what I wear. Okay. No, Sean, I didn't spend my first check on shoes.
Grammy's putting some more of those big words down there for you, Bob.
Bacillus virginis. I can't really. Is an ingredient bacterial pesticide.
Bacillus thuringiensis. I can't. It moved. But I'm trying. I can't say that one. There's one I can't say.
There's a lot of words, like long words I can't say.
Thuringiensis.
Virginesis is an organic bacterial pesticide.
DC says garden and slippers.
Barefoot. We barefoot beekeepers around here. No gloves, no shoes. BT.
Now you're also talking about your ProVap. They do have an applicator. If I can see, there it is. got a plunger.
How does that thing work? So you just smash it down and it pulls up the.
Yeah, it's plunger spring loaded. I put my oxalic acid in an old peanut can, and I just slam it down in there. Now, when you get it, it's 4th grams automatically up in there because I measured it. I got this set for 6, and then it has the lid.
So now, when you put that down in there, you have to push the plunger down.
Yeah.
To get it out, you have to push the plunger down, but to put it in there, you don't.
Yeah, you see,
when you get it, it gets packed in.
There's the lid or the cap. It's tapered, and I don't know if I can get it in here or not. It just goes in like that.
How much is one of them fancy schmancy?
It's about $60, I think.
Not too bad.
Oh.
There it is.
$60?
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it bad? They should just give that to you. I mean, you've already spent $500 for the vaporizer. I mean, but you know what? It's been doing me good for 3 solid years so far.
Well, all I can say is it is a whole lot easier and faster with, jamming it in, push it. Because, you always had the problem where the oxalic acid crystals kind of like pack up into that cap and they don't fall down onto the heating iron. Well, all that's alleviated with this.
All I do whenever I rotate mine over, I take my hive tool and I tap the top of that silicone cap to make the.
Yeah, I've done all that. I've done that for years, and but this is more direct.
You can set the dosage though, right?
You can, yeah. It's hard. When you buy it, I measured the dosage. It's 4 grams. Right from the store.
So you just open it up wide open, throttle it.
No, yeah. I back up the setting screws about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch, and they put in there about 6 grams. Actually, I measured it with a gram meter.
What'd you say, Charlie? You put 2 grams in there?
Yeah, right.
His next. What are you talking about? His next vape does have one of those tube thingies. The cordless one has the tube.
Yeah, you mean
the plunger type injector thing, right?
You mean the Instavac?
Yeah, the Instavac.
Yeah, the Instavac.
Yeah, now his on that plunger, it's actually graduated. It's laser engraved, I guess you would call it, where you can set it at 2 gram increments, I think it is.
Speaking of laser engraved,
well, I think his is laser burn or whatever you want to call it.
The Grayson, this is your show. You're the quietest one on it. Speak.
Oh, sorry, I was just listening to today. So.
We got our show tomorrow night, so we can't talk about everything tonight. We got to be like, you got to dictate the show. This is live stream 101 for Grayson.
101.
But see, he done that 2-hour live stream by himself. What, last week? That's better than I can do.
I'd have went crazy. I'd have been like, nope, I'm out. I'm not talking to the chat box anymore.
It was Sunday. I think you're running out of day, so then I decided it might have been Monday. It might have been a good day because you have Lee and Bob on Tuesday, Wednesday the Castle House, and then the Thursday it's Hillbilly. So Monday would be a good day. Like whole week of beekeeping.
That's it. Every night.
Nice, Bob. Good advertisement. DC.
It's like, what was it like? What's the one with Michael Myers and Dana Carvey? Wayne's World. When he's talking and they like just have product placement everywhere in the movie.
I did have a Friday night, Sean. I was if you saw that, I was just doing a little basic beginner thing because
I went to go to it, and by the time I got to it, you'd already turned it off.
It was like 35 minutes. I didn't do it too long.
I was about to say, I don't know how basic or beginner it is because it's better than I can do.
Basic, just talking about
definitely better than I can do. Lee's got all the gadgets. He can just push the button, and it's like the Wizard of Oz behind the screen.
I was about to say, I'm good with the background stuff.
Yeah.
Just not the in front. Let's see.
Yeah, like how many cameras? Like 1, 2, 3 cameras.
You got 3 screens.
Four cameras.
4 cameras and 3 screens.
Wait, and you got the micro camera. Is that counted in those 4?
1, 2, 3, 4. No, with the micro camera, it'd be 5 cameras.
Wow.
Yeah,
some good setup. How many cameras do you have, Bob? 1, 2, 1.
Uno.
What else do you need? I've got a rotating chair. If you need to see the side of my head, I can do like this. If you need to see the other side of my head, I can just turn like this.
I'm just using one on my computer. That's all I'm gonna need. I don't really need 5 cameras or 2.
I didn't need them either. I just wanted them. I've actually got a couple more that I could probably do with, but
I can't pop. You know how to pop the comments on the screen, right? You just click.
I know how to do that. I just haven't done that much. I'll pop this one up. I'm a funny one. I watched Bob and Lee's first live, and Grayson's doing much better than their start.
That's true. Grayson had some tutorials too.
Lee has his own studio newsroom. I saw your I was looking on your podcast, Lee. It's I was starting to listen to the one with you and Charlie on there.
Yeah, me and Charlie got I got a couple more hours that me and Charlie recorded. I hadn't edited yet.
You can do it like with different beekeepers.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to end up doing. Multiple beekeepers, kind of like live streams.
You know who the only beekeeper he hasn't asked yet?
Who?
Actually, I did. I think you may have had the mead that night.
Okay. No, to be fair, what he said was, well, if you can think of any topics that we could talk about on a
keyword, you hear what he said though. He said we talk about, so that's me and him. We.
Yeah, that is true. He did not actually say, hey, let's do a podcast. Let's go on the podcast.
And then Charlie got his new microphone now, so he said he would sound better.
Yeah, as soon as I get over this sore throat and crap.
He bought. Come on, Charlie. You bought that mic specifically because of the podcast.
I did really. Because I listened to the first one and I said I sound like I'm in a bucket.
I watched the I didn't finish the one with you and Charlie in it, but I was working on it. Had to eat supper and wasn't able to finish it, but at some point I'm going to.
See, Vincent's asking how do you hear the podcast? I'm gonna put a link in just a YouTube side there to the Spotify link. But it's on Spotify, Google podcast.
Do you do it live or is it like you edit it and then
is recorded and edited?
Yeah.
Now I can do live ones, but I just hadn't. But it's on Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, Audible.
I was looking on the one I forgot what it was.
Y'all wonder why Lee has not had any YouTube videos. He's been podcasting.
Yeah, I've only got 2 episodes on the podcast though.
Yeah, that's true.
Work has just had me busy.
Me too. I haven't been that terribly busy with work, but I mean, when you still get home like 5 o'clock, and by that time the sun's starting to go down, it's starting to cool off a little bit. The bees are kind of getting a little bit fussy in the afternoon, but today wasn't that bad. They weren't like mad when I went in there.
That's good because sometimes whenever it's too late, sometimes they'll all be home, and whenever you get in there, they'll be more trying to sting you. I heard that's best time to do it. I guess like 12 free.
Yeah, I like going out there between 11 and 1 before the real hot temperatures hit. Most of the Farja bees are out working then, so it's easier to get in the hive.
I went out there a little later today. I got backed up on some stuff, so I don't know what it was. I didn't check the time. It was like 4, maybe 3 o'clock when I went out there too. Maybe. I think when I went out there, maybe even 4.
Let me see. Everyone has to adjust to changes in life. Let's see.
I got to thinking about it a while ago, life and years flying by. I didn't realize until I looked at my phone to see what today's date was. Today's date makes 26 years I've been working in the plants.
26 years?
26 years.
Time flies by. Whenever I was in that stream last week, it flew by. It flew by today, and whenever I looked up there, it was already an hour.
You've been working there 2 Graysons.
Yeah, pretty much.
26
Make you feel old. Well, when I first started in the plants, I mean, you got some of the older guys working, and now that I'm out there, I don't feel old. But when some of the new guys come in and say, "How long you been doing this?" and I tell them what year I started, some of them are like, "Oh, I was in kindergarten then." Some of them tell me I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
Now I feel old.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna probably be feeling it tomorrow because the guy I was riding with at work today, we were going in crawl spaces underneath houses.
Ooh.
And some of the doors are only probably like this big, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to low crawl in them, crawl over pipes and strapping. It'll be fun. Lee, do you see the beard? What?
You're probably talking about that little bit of gray that's in there.
Oh yeah,
it was just a little bit of gray. If I grow it all the way out, it's full of gray.
Flower Street Farmby said, the years fly by, but the days go so slow.
Exactly.
Well, so what's the so we know your goal, Grayson, for next year is to get up to maybe, what did you say, 13 hives?
12, 13 hives is what I'm hoping. Next year I'm gonna expanding some different getting catching swarms, putting swarm traps out there, maybe posting on Facebook, locals, bee catchers or something. Different things, catching your own swarms, splitting my hives, maybe buy 1 or 2 nukes off of somebody to maybe expand maybe 15 hives. That's what I'm hoping to. I'm hoping that I'll overwinter with some hives. I know some of them might die over the winter. But that's part of being a beekeeper.
Well,
you lose colonies sometimes, but over the years you'll learn more, and once you know a lot of different things, so you'll have all the experience to know, then you'll be able to get your 30 hives over winter.
You'll probably be able to get more to overwinter the more experience you get, but I mean, you probably still going to lose some. We always do.
Everybody does.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what's worse, losing them right before winter or losing them coming out of spring after you've made them through winter. Probably in spring. I think if you lose them right in spring, it's worse to me.
Probably because you get off work, getting them into winter from out of winter, then they just die in the spring. That I guess that makes it worse than
And you don't have any 5-frame equipment right now or 6-frame, right?
I don't. I do have 5-frame nukes, but they don't have nothing in it.
How many nuke boxes do you have?
4 or 8 maybe. 3 of them are plastic and 4 of them are wooden, I think.
Well, I mean, technically, if you have 6 colonies right now, when they come out of spring, you should be able to split them all one time.
Definitely.
And that would give you 12 right away.
It would.
And
if they get out of winter and all that stuff. But I'm hoping that would be the case. Then once you split out those colonies, catch a few swarms, add on that, maybe get 15.
Let me see. DC said he's learning how to cull the weak hives this fall. Yeah, I did a lot of that too. I didn't really cull them. Well, I guess you could call it culling them. I just kind of merged them in with other colonies to make like a one stronger colony out of the 2 of them.
Yeah.
And luckily we still have a bunch of let me see, caused them to go from 12 to 8 over the last month. Hey, I'm under 30 right now, so but it's 30. A Daisy says a good nuke can split 5 times in a season. So, but that also doesn't that that would hinder your honey production out of that one hive. It'd be like a growth year, not a production year.
Yeah, I was about to say it would be a growth year.
Hmm.
I would say if you can do a growth year, then a production year.
So,
Just kind of split them up. Either
so,
that
yeah.
or maybe take a couple of hives and do a growth on 2 or 3 hives and do the rest production.
So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do next year, is like assuming that all of the colonies I've got make it. I'm going to wait a little bit longer in the spring. I'm going to make a split off of them to try to keep that initial colony from swarming. And then all my other splits will come off of those nukes at some point. That's the plan anyway, at this point, which probably could change 5 times between now and then.
DC says I would rather lose 4 now than in the I would rather lose 4 now than in the middle of winter.
Yeah, Daisy makes a very good point there. It's $200 per nuke and only $10 per pound on honey.
Mm.
But if that colony's making 100 pounds of honey, then that's $1,000 compared to $200. You can still split a nuke off of it.
Steno phone 1 through 26 or 1-1 or something, whatever it says. What to do with a swarm that I caught Sunday? Don't know if queen is virgin or mated. Did he just catch that?
What I would do personally, if you got them in a nuke box, I would wait a couple weeks, see if you see any evidence that she's laying, meaning she's mated, and then if she's not, and it's a virgin in there, that virgin's probably not going to get mated. Pinch her.
Because they're keeping all drones. So
then paper combine those bees with another colony.
Yep. If you find that you do see some eggs and larvae in there, I would feed them heavy. Maybe give them a little bit of pollen sub if you can. Help them build up for the winter. But if they seem too weak, I would pinch it and paper combine.
That's also contingent on I mean, how many colonies you have. So if you've got a lot of colonies and you go to feed that one colony, then you might get that robin situation going on.
Feed them if they have eggs, definitely.
But
and the smallest colony that we have, Vincent has a video on his channel about it. We actually found the queen in the smallest colony I could never find. And we found her on a frame, so that's pretty cool. Like we because we weren't able to find her the last few inspections we did, so but I did see brood, so I suspected there was a queen, and then we finally found her. So that's pretty good that we found her. If you check Vincent's channel out, well I've mentioned Vincent, he's down here commenting. Check him out. You can check that video out.
Hey, Charlie, did you see, you probably didn't see it because you were working, but I did a video earlier. I pulled out a frame out of my super, and it had 2 queens on it, like right side by side, right next to each other.
Probably a mother and daughter or something.
Just working along, not work. But see, okay, so you've been doing this a while. Explain that mother-daughter philosophy to me, because
I don't know. I had the same
every queen is the mother of the other queens, right? But they will always usually fight it out.
I don't know. I've had the same thing. 2 of them in the same hive. Now, one was a little bit more
mature, older, maybe.
Well, you could definitely tell the oldest one, she was painted. And then the younger one was more a young virgin, like running around. She was like she was 2 frames over.
These were both healthy, and they were both on the same frame. But I don't know. So then we talked about it right before the show. Well, what's better? Have one queen laying full out, because she's only going to lay as much as she's got bees to cover, right, and take care of. Or right. 2 bees, 2 queens, like doing half the work. And I said, well, probably the 2 queens, because that could potentially make those queens last longer into their life cycle, right?
Yeah, but I'm not sure how long they're going to like each other. You know,
if one's pheromone starts getting strong, then the fight will be on, right?
Right. Or if the one pheromone is getting weaker, the worker bees will take care of her, kill her.
They'll have her swimming with the fishes.
Yeah, more or less.
I said they'll dump her out the front with the drones.
Either that or they'll heat her up and, overheat her.
Baller.
Yep.
But when you watch like Dirt Rooster, and they find lots of colonies that have multiple queens in them, just doing their thing,
Yeah.
Eventually, they probably will kill each other, or not kill each other. Like one will win at some point, but it's good. They can live till they fight it out next spring, or one queen can stay with the colony while the other one swarms or something. So it might be a good idea to if in the spring you have two queens, you could take one of the queens with some frames, brood, and put it in a nuke. And if they still do swarm, you could take the other queen and put her in a nuke, and then let them raise their other queen, or a different way to do that.
Well, last year I had 12 colonies coming out of spring, and I made those splits too early. So basically, I ended up sacrificing 25% of my colonies, right? So I'm making 3 flame splits, and so it was not good. Like, the timing was off last year. So
Mike says they don't always fight. In some cases they don't. It just depends.
Well, I mean, if they are able to stay in there and be happy with each other, I'm happy for them. Just keep going. As long as I have a queen in there.
About to say, I mean, if you want to build a whole lot of bees myself, I would try anyway. Come springtime, try to move one in an upper box, one in a lower box, throw a queen excluder in between, and let them both just lay it up. Make a few.
Don't get me started, because you know me. I'll throw a queen excluder on top and drop a box up on top of that thing and let them go.
Well, no, you want to do is you want to use a double screen board. That way they can't touch each other.
True.
And then it'll divide the two boxes into 2 different hives.
I mean, doing it with just a single queen excluder, wouldn't that be kind of like what Ian does with the nukes on the bottom, queen excluder, and then stacking the deeps up? Which the queens wouldn't be able to touch that way if they're in nukes side by side, though. A regular queen excluder top and bottom, they probably would.
Yeah, but now does Ian? He's got a queen and everything in the bottom. He puts a queen excluder on. He puts another box on top. Anybody draws he's pulling the worker bees. He's kind of equalizing them out. Doesn't he pull that box off and then drop a queen in?
Ian just puts a single queen excluder.
Yeah, basically he has like 3 nukes side by side on the bottom. Is it? No, it's 2 nukes, ain't it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
2 nukes side by side, queen excluder, and then stacks up with deeps.
Yeah, none of the bees can touch with the double. I don't know. I'll have to do some research. But right now, I mean, they're in there harmonizing with each other. They're not like hurting each other or anything.
Pretty good.
I don't know how long they've been in there like that.
It's
been a minute since I've been in there.
I guess just leave them alone. Next, try to get them over the winter, and then next spring check, see if you see the 2 queens, and if you do, then might want to do some splits with them. You might, I don't know what the bees would do if you'd take if you had 2 queens, take one of the queen, put her with frames in a nuke box, and then the other queen, if you leave her in there, if they're still going to swarm because they still have the queen pheromones, or if they will swarm, go ahead and take that queen with some frames and put it in another nuke. It just depends what the bees want to do. You can never really tell what the bees is going to do.
That is a good insurance policy to have 2 queens in one colony like that, because if one of my other hives go queenless, I can just snatch one up, right? Put her in a cage and move her over.
That's true as well.
Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and make a little extra room here. If somebody wants to come in, I got some company coming in right now, so I'm going to have to run on out of here.
That's fine.
But Grayson, thank you for inviting me in.
You're welcome. You're welcome to any time to join or anything.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
See you, Lee.
See you, Lee.
That's probably a good idea there, Lisa. I'm probably going to do that too. I would have never known. I mean, if I hadn't started poking around in there, they would have just did whatever, right? So it's not a bad thing. Charlie, you look excited. Wake up.
Sure.
Not feeling good. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
I woke up that way this morning as well. I was like, do I want to go into work today? Yeah.
Well, it's rained on and off all day today.
It hasn't been raining here at all, any. Just been, cool or whatever. Not too cold. It's been nice lately, but
it was cold and damp all day today, and it rained pretty much all last night. And I think it's supposed to rain next couple of days, and then clear off for a while. And then there's another rainstorm coming in.
I don't know. Flower Street Farm B said, I wonder how two queens would affect a winter cluster. I don't know that it would. I mean, they swarms a lot of times. They're all clustered up and have multiple queens in there.
Yeah.
So maybe they just have a very similar pheromone.
I guess
I don't know. Yo no sé.
Nothing else. Grammy says, if nothing else, leave the two queens alone is a good opportunity to observe what happens.
I know, right?
See what they'll do.
It might be like a cage match. Coming off the top rope, hit him with the chair. You watch wrestling?
Me? Oh, who?
Do you watch wrestling?
I haven't. I don't really.
Me neither. I don't really watch it. I have in the past, but I don't anymore.
I don't. I just watch little football, and that's about it. I'm like, different sports.
Charlie, do you watch wrestling?
No, I'm not a sports fan.
Well, wrestling's not really a sport.
Yeah, I know. It's fake.
Sports entertainment. But
years and years ago, a guy come in here. I think I'm talking 20 years ago or more. And he was the guy that I think he played the Russian. I forget what his name was. He was the Mad Russian or something like that.
Right.
But all that stuff's kind of went by the wayside.
All right, your brother says, hey, Grayson, explain drone genetics. Some beaks might not know.
I guess that's a lure for beekeepers. See, last night on Friday, I was last night I was Vincent was asking me a question. Let me think. But Vincent told me, but I forgot. Sometimes I forget a lot of things. Vincent, why don't you put that in the comments and explain a little bit, and then I'll show it up on the screen. I used to know it, but I kind of did forget. All right, that's what it was. I think drones don't have a dad or something. If that's right. Vincent said something like that. Doesn't have.
You're talking about the haploid and the diploid and all that stuff. Yeah, it's confusing.
Definitely,
So that has to do with DNA, right? So there's haplogroups, and
I think so. It's a lot to remember, so I'm not going to say it because I can't really remember it that good. But Vincent, if you want to put it in here or make a video on your channel, you can do that.
Only grandfathers.
Only grandfathers.
So that's true. Let me see. Well, every drone, I guess every bee in general, has like 15 to 30 baby daddies, right? So it's like you don't know.
That's right. Drones come from unfertilized eggs, and then workers come from fertilized eggs. Forgetting it gets worse as you get older, Grayson. Put that up on screen.
That's a true statement. Drones come from unfertilized eggs. Okay. That's an impossibility, though. Just going back to like basic science, right? Eggs have to be fertilized to be able to hatch, right?
I think so.
At least chicken eggs.
I think that's with chicken eggs. I guess it might be different with bees. I got no idea. I don't really
I don't know. I'll do some research on that because I haven't read very much on that at all. So I do have one of your favorite books here.
The Beekeeper's Bible.
Yep, I like it too. It's got a lot of historical stuff in it, right?
If I have one back here as well. Same thing here. Beekeeper's Bible.
Trying to see if it's got the
Bruce knows haploid.
Here you go. Some more hard words if you want to look at that.
Haploid. Have half as many chromosomes. Okay. I think my bees have one extra chromosome because they're slightly retarded sometimes. Mildly retarded. How else would laying workers produce drones? That's true.
Heard of laying workers before. Whenever
the hive goes queenless and then
the workers start going, wild and laying.
So what's your weather down there right now? 70 degrees in Alabama. Yeah, you're crazy.
Somewhere around there, 71. I can look at it again.
Yeah, that's fine. It's in the 50s here.
Was it warm today? It was warm here.
Like today, it was like the high was like 80 or something.
Really? Ours in the 50s.
This is some good facts. You might want to look. The queen stores sperm in her
spermatheca
and decide whether or not to fertilize the egg and let worker or not fertilize and lay drone.
And lay worker, not fertilize and lay drone. The other thing is that I guess how she knows what she's got to lay are the worker bees dictating that by the comb that they build. Like you ever notice on the outside, the cells are bigger for drones, right?
Like on the bottom, I have noticed that. I noticed it yesterday, maybe a little today. Sometimes on the bottom of the what do you call it? The deep frame, I'll see they just put a little bigger cells, just a touch. Then I guess that's where they put their drones. But then, there's Mike.
Hey guys.
Christ, hold on. There's two of them now.
You are in such deep trouble there.
Michael, how are you?
If anybody else wants to join, we have 2 more spots open. So if anybody else wants to join, feel free to. We'll be going on probably just for another 40 minutes, and we'll head off.
30 minutes? You getting off at 10?
Getting off at
10 9 your time?
9 my time, I think. I'm aiming around 7 to 9 our time. Currently 69 degrees here in South Alabama. High was low 80s. You're correct. That's what it was for us because we're so close.
Yeah, it was like it might be 59 degrees here today, but it was misting and raining, and it rained all last night, and it's
Michael.
It's going to be warmer at night, but it's not going to feel like it in the daytime.
Mike, you need to contact Bohemia Bees.
Why?
He's got a huge crop of reapers that he grew. Carolina Reapers.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that too hot?
I don't want to do that.
Sticky death is what you could call it.
I might actually eventually make some what I'm going to call happy death honey.
Okay, here we go. Might want to read that. So basically, drones have a granddad, but no dad. The way this works is a drone mates with a queen. They have a daughter, but it's a queen. She has a son. Then a drone has a grandfather, but no dad.
That about sums it up, actually.
Straight off the Googler, right?
I love it. I love it.
And then another one here by Bruce. They're explaining to us what it does. I'll put up frame. queen lays a drone or fertilized egg depending on cell size. If the cell is bigger, drone size, she lays an unfertilized egg. If smaller worker now cell, then will lay a fertilized egg.
See, I'm gonna have to stop having a live stream on Tuesday night because there's like too much knowledge being passed on this one. Makes my ours is a beekeeping hangout. This is like a knowledge session. It's pretty good though. I like it.
That's what I'm kind of aiming. That's what I aim on for my channel. Like what do you call it? Like knowledge and sharing what I know. So there's a lot of different things. It's pretty confusing. It's definitely pretty confusing. A lot of different genetics and different things. That's pretty hard.
Look, you know how dedicated Bruce's bees is?
How?
Bruce said at the beginning of the stream that he had family that he wasn't going to be able to be involved, but he's been involved the whole time. That's great, Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, that's how I am when company comes. I'm like, yeah, okay, they're here, but I'm still doing my thing. It's
good. Talking about drones there, I'll put my little plug in there for using drone frames just to keep your worker brood from not bulging out. I love that stuff. Some people pull them out and use that as part of mite treatment, but if you're using those doggone green frames, you don't end up with as much drone comb in your regular frames. You don't end up with as much down below, and you're saving a little bit on wax. And in the winter, just leave them in because the bees will just fill them right up with honey for stores. It's not that big of a deal. So just my little plug there for making things a little bit easier. I hate rolling bees when I shove frames in.
We have a lot of different statements. I have company here, but I'm still listening in.
Elbow cough. Like
see, here we go. And workers all have the same mom but different dads based on how the queen bee has made with. Some workers are sisters, some workers are half sisters, different dads.
It's too confusing.
Definitely. Whenever you read it, it's different, like ands and R's.
Can you imagine trying to draw that family tree?
I mean, that'd be hard. You don't know what they mate with over 20 workers.
20 drones.
20 drones, actually. Sorry, they got me.
Oh yeah, it gets really interesting. And just sitting at the entrance of your hive, you can see the variety that the drones that the queen mated with. So, yeah. So there's something I haven't tracked down. I'd like to know where the heck Jamie Ellis got this. He's a numbers guy, so I understand that. But he was talking about 20% of the hives actually having two queens. And if you think about it, if we're going through a hive, what do? We find the queen, we stop looking, right?
Right.
So we never look for the second queen if it's going to be there. And quite a few of the hives will have that. There was the Texas Beekeepers Association. There was a guy that was running two queen hives. And apparently if you get them where their pheromones are matching, that's not an issue, but that doesn't make a lot of sense because I've seen weak queens in with a strongly mated new queen.
Right.
And they coexist. So what I did last year, what Charlie was talking about, I had a couple weak hives that had been a loose feeder really messed them up. And so I took them and I put them over a stronger hive, just like Ian was doing. And yeah, Charlie, he doesn't, he just puts the one queen excluder in there. He doesn't try to keep the double screen effect in there. But what I did.
I thought that was when in the springtime, he's pulling that extra bee power off so they don't swarm. But
yeah, well, actually what he was trying to do there was just strengthen weak hives. Where
you're right. Yeah,
I'm sure he's done both ways.
That's what it was. It was a weak hive with a queen, and he put it on top like that so they would equalize.
Yeah,
and then pull them bees off.
And that works great. And I was a little concerned about the queens fighting or whatnot, so I put down a queen excluder And I did a video on this. Put down a queen excluder, and then I put down a shim, and I put a queen excluder on top of that. So the nurse bees could bounce back and forth, and the queens couldn't even touch. Steve, how you doing there?
Good, very good. Thank you.
He's the world traveler, Steve. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, actually, I was hoping Phil was on because I passed within 5 miles of his house.
I haven't seen Phil in a bit, but he works during the week, so he's more of the weekend guy. Get him on the weekends.
Talking about the double queens, about 7 years ago, I mentioned this once before. I use queen excluders, and I have an upper entrance and a lower entrance. And one of my hives, I kept putting supers on. There's like 7 hives. This is a hell of a hive. I had to use a ladder to get to it. So I said, let me start taking the honey off. And it had brood right down the middle. All 7 of those honey supers had brood. So I figured the queen came up through the excluder. I found the queen. It was a white queen. I only lost 1 queen that year, so it couldn't be that one, I thought. So when I went down to the hive body under the excluder, I had another queen in there. So I had 2 queens living together with just a queen excluder. And that happened to 3 of my hives that year. So they do live with just a queen excluder. They can't survive 2 queens. I had 3 in 1 year.
Now,
that was 7 years ago.
How did that affect? Did they just explode because there was?
Oh, the bees exploded. I had
both queens were.
But I only had to brood 3 frames all the way up for 7 honey super.
Wow. So Steve, that guy the Texas guy that was talking about running 2 queens, he ran into the same thing. He said, I finally stopped doing it because the hives were so strong I couldn't stack them up high enough, and I was using a ladder to get them off. So yeah.
Is the so with that, I mean, our weather is so unique down here. I mean, it's not much different than like Lee or Grayson's down there, or Bruce's, or anybody else's. That the bees, like I opened up 1 colony out of 8 frames or 9 frames, 4 of them had brood on them. Right now in October. So I'm just letting them pack themselves as much as they want to. And, as they start every day now, it's like when you watch the orientation flights, it's like you think they're getting robbed, but they're not. They're just coming out, doing their little flight around, and then coming right back in the colony. And it's kind of crazy to be seeing that almost in November, It's kind of unusual. I haven't noticed that here before like that. So it's pretty impressive. So how's your bees doing there, Steve?
I wish I could tell you. I've been away for a few weeks, and it's been raining ever since I got home. But I did have a bear running around the bee yard, but the electric fence keeps him away.
So you got what size? What is it? A charger? You got the solar.
11,000 volt charger, battery operated charger. I got a car battery, and I have a solar cell to keep it charged.
So they get really jolt.
Keeps the bear away. Otherwise, the bear has to go to sleep.
Yeah, Mark, I think so. That's the only difference between what I've done feeding wise last year and this year, as far as with my syrup. So that, I guess so. Mike's using it up there, but Mike's using 2. Are you still doing 2 to 1 now, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
On the rocket fuel?
Oh, yeah. I got to go really, really heavy on the syrup. If I don't, the doggone bees don't get a chance to dry it out. Although we're going to be insulating the crap out of some of these hives. But yeah, still doing the 2 to 1. And it varies from hive to hive too.
Steve, you're in New York. Are you insulating your colonies or no for the winter?
When I had 20 hives, I did, but now that it's just too much work, I do put 2.5-inch insulation on top with an upper entrance.
Yeah.
I don't wrap them, and if I have a screen bottom board, I don't close it. I just leave it open.
Oh, do you really?
Yes.
No, wait. What part of New York are you? You're
I'm in West Point, New York, about an hour north of the Bronx.
There we go. There we go. Now I remember. Yeah. Ratio
1 to 1
for beef
by weight.
Ratio. Bohemian, if you don't know that by now, we have to pull your YouTube license.
Yeah, your beekeeping card will be pulled.
Guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm not feeling the best.
Well, all right, Charlie. I hope you feel better.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
Thanks for going.
Right.
I know you were
Yeah,
kidding.
Raisin.
Man. Take care, Charlie.
All right, Jason. That drew a yellow card. If you're a stock.
Oh, that's a good
Next
one.
time you get the red card.
Anyways, so Steve, are you going to be hitting them with oxalic here in a bit, or I mean, you have no idea what's going on with the brood?
End of November, early December, I'll hit them. I use Formic Pro this year on. I use it Formic Pro every year, and when I checked them last, I didn't lose any queens or anything, so I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
I haven't used Formic ever. This was my first year using Apivar.
Well, you're kind of warm out there. It's kind of tough for you guys to use Formic Pro.
Yeah, I used Formic. So I used Apivar. I let it stay on for like 4 weeks. And then while it was in that 3rd to 4th week, I hit it with oxalic acid after I took the honey out, right? So then now I'm going back. I hit it with oxalic acid. Hold on, wait a minute. That's not Jason. He doesn't have a hat on. Oh, wait a minute. He gave that away.
That's also funny whenever you gave it away.
You got a couple minutes. I can't believe I'm jumping on the stream right now. It's like addicting.
You got about 18 minutes. Oh, now you got the fever, right? You did a
No,
live.
Trust me. I don't know how soon I'll be doing that again.
Oh my gosh,
I'm exhausted still from that day.
I was looking at his channel earlier. I don't know how many subscribers you're away from 10,000. It looked like maybe 30 or something.
Yeah, like 20 or 30 away.
That's not too far.
At this point, Grayson, man, it's just like it's all. I mean, believe me, everyone is important, but it's just like 2 or 10, 20, 30, 40 is it's just it's like I'll get there.
So Steve, I did Formic this year, but I did it 1 pat at a time, and but to cap it off though, just to make sure everything was dead, I actually did a 3rd treatment, so 3 10-day treatments with single pads of the Formic Pro, but I could do that because of temperature and whatnot. So that's just a little variation there. And
I do the least amount of work I could. I don't like doing it twice.
Hey, at least admitting it. At least
yeah, there you go. And did you guys see Ian Stepler's video where he was finding out that he got bad batches of
wow.
Of Apivar?
It was, well, it was a matter of time before it hit him.
I still have a theory, and I think, Bob, you and I talked about this. I have a theory that back in 2020, with all the 2020, 2021, when everything was being backlogged everywhere, right? Shipping was closed down. Everything was shut down. They had all this inventory they were trying to get to the beekeeping community, and it sat in warehouses. And now they're trying to make up for it, and they're pushing this stuff that's expired, it's old, it's junk, and they're either recycling it. And that's why last year in 2021, a lot of places in a regional area had issues with Apivar not working. And Canada, Ian was talking about it now. Maryland got killed. Nobody that used Apivar in 2021 had any luck with it. It just was horrible. We would do tests, and we would run it, and then we come back and we really see very little mite loss.
When I got mine from this first year I used it, when I got mine from Man Lake, of course I ordered the big pack, right? So when it came, I think it expired in October the same year, and it's got a 2-year shelf life on it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I think they were backlogged, and I think that shelf life on that is probably aggressive. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, and that's what I'm hearing and putting two together. So
Jason, that's you're probably right, but there were problems before that.
Yeah,
they were running in inconsistencies.
Steve, I've always had great luck with Apivar. I don't use that solely. I cycle through because they say not to keep one particular, except for Exolic. That's the only one they can't really gain an immunity to, so to speak. Not an immunity, but so I just cycled through different ones. But Apivar has always been good up until about 2 years ago. So, Bruce said Apivar did great this year for him. Maybe they just have to get through this backlog.
I put the Apivar on and then let it sit in there for 3 to 4 weeks, and then I blasted them with oxalic acid as an insurance policy.
That's right. That's what I'm doing now too.
Bob, I'll give you a tip. If you order stuff from Man Lake, like treatments, call them up and ask them when the date they expire. They even tell you on the website to do that. Call them up because they will, especially when they have sales, they'll send you the stuff that's ready to expire. So you got to call them up and say, when is it expiring? That's what I want.
Bruce, what did you check the expiration date on the ones you bought? Were they kind of to Bob's point later than normal? Bruce just posted that he had great success. I'm just curious.
And it was funny because I ordered mine. Really, Kanan had said that there was like issues with that at the Hive Life. The stuff they brought down there was like short dated. And so I don't know if they just had a bunch in the warehouse they were trying to unload,
I'm thinking that's got to be what it is.
Well, that could be it too. But if you look at the company profile, for crying out loud, they say that they've got 18 quality control people there in a company that only, has like 40 employees. That's not right. There's something I think that's just a bunch of Boulder Dash. And Bob Binney was talking about some other Southern beekeepers that before everything went to hell, that had just stopped using it because of inconsistencies that they were running. So I'm back to thinking it's a combination of the two. Sure, you're going to run into old stuff because, what's there, but there are other people prior to that where they were just saying, no, we're out of here. And that was one of the things that actually drove Bob Binney to start using Apigard as a main treatment instead of the Apivar. But
what's the other one? Isn't there one called like Apilife or something like that? I saw it.
Oh, don't do that.
What is that?
There might be. I don't really recall. Yeah.
So he got the same thing I got then.
Yeah, Bruce he got what I would consider, I wouldn't say stale, but early expiring or soon to be expiring. So if they're expiring in October and you just put them in August and September, 42-day cycle. I don't know if that's, what does an expiration date even mean?
Right?
How do they know when it expires?
Well, that's the thing. I felt like today I was still pulling some strips out that I'd left in the colonies. And I was like, once they're expired, it's just a piece of plastic at that point, supposedly, right? But if there's a little bit left on it.
I pulled them out the following spring and I'm going through hives and like, I forgot that one.
Oh, yeah, that
happens.
Yeah.
Have you met Grayson before, Jason?
I didn't meet Grayson in person until he joined my live, and I didn't meet him in person. I just saw him on the chat. He was very active in the chat, so thank you, Grayson.
You're welcome.
And I subscribed to his channel, and so that's the first time I've really interacted with you. So, but you got a nice emerging channel, man. I like that you're pressing on the content and just creating things when they come to you. It's good.
So, I'm in the member of that little Facebook chat group that you created that was dinging today about, which one I'm talking about. Jason, and I don't think I can leak it.
My brain is, oh yeah. No, don't leak that.
Yeah, but I had the perfect today and it was like, I caught it live. So
yeah, that's all right.
I had the.
It's not really a top secret one. I don't want Grayson or Mike, Steve to feel that we're trying to. I'm doing another collaboration video, and I just grabbed a bunch of people because I did one last year and it worked really well.
Oh, good.
A bunch of people that are YouTubers, and it was hard. Believe me, it is. You think putting a YouTube video together is? Try doing a collaboration video. It's like trying to herd cats. It is so difficult to get every piece together and get it to align, and then edit everybody's piece, and then paste. It's just an extra step. I just thought it was.
And everybody's footage is different quality.
Yeah. No, that's one of them. It's tough to do it, but it worked for me last time when I did the beekeeping tips that they didn't teach you in Beekeeping 101.
That was a wonderful collaboration there, Jason.
What's that?
That was a wonderful collaboration.
That one that I did last year, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So similar, Mike, think about that, but I've got a different topic or theme that I've threw out there. And I literally went on my Messenger, whoever I've been connected with on Facebook Messenger, and selected pretty much all the beekeepers that I talk to on a regular basis and just said, will you help out? Will you help out? And, a bunch of them jumped in. So we'll see another one here in 6 months when I can edit it.
Well, my problem was I was trying to think of a topic going along the lines that you're doing, and I was at work when everybody was dinging all day. And
well, don't share the topic. That
no,
I have
I'm not. But I got out to a colony, and I pick up a frame out of a super.
Yeah.
And it's got two queens side by side, just working together, not fighting, nothing like that. Just
that's a viable one. That's a viable one. I'd go with that. Did you do any recording? Did you do any recording?
Huh?
Did you do any recording?
Yeah, I did a live, but I'll do something better with my GoPros and all. So
all right, cool. All right, enough about that. I'm going to spill the beans, Bob.
Yeah, we're not going to spill the beans. No beans to be spilled.
Only because this is a public forum, and I know that people go back and watch it. So.
Oh, but in case you're just joining, this product is available on Jason's website.
Hey, Steve, were you in Ireland?
Yes, well, I flew 35,000 feet above his house. 5 miles.
You did? Okay.
I was going to London.
Yeah. Well, next time you do it, drop some goldfish on him. Guys, he has such wonderful fish there. I don't know. It's just a neat thing.
I thought of him.
Well, guys,
I tried to go live stream on Tuesday at 2:00 in the morning for me, like him, but the internet wasn't working right. I couldn't hook up to you guys.
Oh man, I don't know how the heck he does that. Because I know what he does.
It's 2:00 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a hardy soul. Well, guys, I'm gonna go out and cook some fish for me and the cat here, and
not catfish.
That would be wonderful, actually. But I'll throw a funny one at you here. I've got a bird feeder right off the porch deck, and I was shocked at how much seed they're going through.
If you made it this short, it could be a combination bird feeder, cat feeder.
Actually, yeah, little Tilly does that, my mouser. But this morning, though, I got up and there were 3 brown mice on my kitchen floor there. She hasn't brought a mouse in probably a month. What I'm getting at is that I'm wondering what kind of hard winter we're going to have, that the birds are just ferociously eating. My squirrels are too. And now the mice are just all over the place. This might be the first year I put mice guards on. So who knows what's going to happen here. So it should be interesting to see. Anyways,
I gotta put wire cloth on my 4-ways. I don't have mouse guards that fit them, so
yeah,
wire them up.
What's that stuff? Is it number 8?
Hardware cloth? 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch wire mesh. I think
that's
what I would, yeah.
That's what my friend Troy uses. He just slaps those things on and it does the job. But anyways, well, you guys take care. Grayson, nice to see you all. And glad you had a good trip there, Steve. Look forward to hearing more about it. And Bob, I spit on your sunglasses.
These are laser glasses, sir. Laser glasses. That's how bright the shine is on your head on these videos.
Thanks for joining. See you later.
Stop pumping the laser.
Mike, here you go.
Oh,
you left already.
And Jason, you're listed on the APIS website if you didn't get that email.
I saw that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool. So, great.
Yeah, Bob, I bought mine when you gave that coupon before you became a dealer. Remember you gave that 20% code?
Yeah, you bought it on the pre-sale?
Yeah. Oh, no, before you were the dealer. I bought it straight from them.
Oh, straight from Canada?
Yeah, remember you gave it out before you became a dealer?
Yeah.
So I bought it.
Oh, the yeah, when they were running the winter prep 20.
Right.
I gotcha. But now you can get it from us. Taking over. No, I'm just kidding. The let me see. Cool. I got the right size, 1/4 inch. Weather definitely will be a
roller coaster ride.
Yeah, that's the thing here, man. The wind, it gets like cold overnight, but then it's like 75 or 80 during the day. Then it gets cold overnight again. So it's just constant up and down, which makes it a little bit
solid. Do you run solid or screen, Bob?
I run solid bottom boards.
I have
run about
ones. I have
Do you, Grayson? Do you run both?
I run both. Some of them have screens.
I run about 50% solid and 50% screen, and on my screens, I'll slide in the mic board about halfway when the average temperature gets like below 40 to like 35, and that just cuts down. And I use those slatted racks too, Bob. So that front half of the slatted rack, along with the screen, it gives it enough good airflow for them, but it doesn't give the direct wind up in there on the frames, which is kind of nice. So
now Steve is in New York, and he uses screen bottom boards and doesn't even close them off in the winter.
And I have for years. I wasn't closing them off at all. It just when it gets really up and down around here, like we've had mild winters the last 2 winters, but 3 winters ago, I put in the bottom boards, the mite tray boards, and I literally forgot to pull them out as I was doing my wintering because I was doing testing and things at the end of the season, and the moisture buildup in there. Don't know what happened, but I could literally pull the boards out and shake water off of them. That's how much moisture was building in the hives, and I lost a bunch of hives. And so I was kicking myself because it was only one apiary or 1 yard that I did that, and I forgot it. But
you know what Black Mountain Honey started doing, and I think he's got a lot of poly hives too. So where we use mostly wooden, I think he's using some polys. But he started putting just a poly, like a foam insulation on the top.
I've seen that too. I do that with
condensation from building inside of there.
That's what I do.
I use the Be Smart lids as well, which has the cavity, the air pocket cavity in it, so that it keeps the temperature in that cavity is actually kind of normalized. So by the time the heat from the cluster rises to the top of the lid, and then the temperature outside is cold, that little gap in that cavity keeps it kind of normalized. It normalizes temperature, keeps the water from building or condensation from building and dripping, which is kind of nice. So it almost does what a R value insulation like you're talking about that he does. It's almost similar to that. Now on the ones that I run migratory covers, I'm putting a piece of foam insulation or the fiberboard insulation. Have you ever seen that before? We have that too. So
well, this is the first year I really went to migratory covers on my stronger colonies. I was just doing migratory on my nukes before, but I usually have a shim, right? A feeder shim. So essentially that is creating a bit of a temperature difference in there. And then I put a little bit of, I put my sugar block in there. So any moisture that drops towards the brood hits the sugar.
Are you doing anything in the sugar block? Or is it just sugar and water?
Well, this year I am.
Well, I know this year. I'm talking about in previous years, Bob.
Yeah, I used a little. I used to use a little bit of like Honeybee Healthy or something like that in it.
Did you ever try the mountain shim where you just pour dry sugar on newspaper and throw the shim on?
Yeah, I've done that too. But what I didn't like is that there was always like shredded paper all over my yard where they were dragging it out.
And so then you've got that kind of like leftover dry sugar at the end of the season that's hanging on the top of the frames that you bump it and it's like it rains down on the bed. I don't care for it much either. I just used it because it absorbed the moisture for a while. I went to the Hive Alive fondant patties last year, and that's what I pretty much am planning on using this year. Now I'm going to feed testing both the Apis and Hive Alive stuff. So I want to see. I've got so many colonies that I've got enough to do a good control, a good test.
Well, the thing is that they both kind of do a little bit different thing. I think they're very complementary to each other. If you used them both, agree. I think that it would be a good.
Can you mix them?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
The problem with Hive Alive is expensive stuff. It's $4.50 a pack, right?
For a 1 pounder.
For a fondant or for a pollen? Which one?
Pollen. Well, a fondant for winter fondant. How much is it a pound?
Hive Alive is by case, I believe. Yes, it's like $50, $58 a box. I know. Actually, look real quick. I can tell you like in 2 seconds. It is for a pollen patty. It is on the higher end, but I look at it as kind of like, because they've added those additional things in it. Yeah, $48.95 is what I sell it for, and there's 10 pounds in it, so $4.89 or $4.90. Yep. What's that?
About $5 a shot.
Yep, $5 a patty.
And how many patties would a Hive use in winter?
Oh, when I put in a patty, I might get 2 by the time, and I'm doing something different this year. I'm going to start next week. I did not put pollen patties in until late winter. So, or late winter, early spring, as I'll start to drop pollen patties in. So I end up using just 1 per colony. And they'll just feed on it to give that little pollen boost before the maples start to produce pollen, the early pollen. But in the fall, I never put pollen patties in, even though I want to. The reason why I don't is because of the small hive beetles. Unless I give them little 2-inch squares or little tiny squares for them to attack all sides,
which
small
is almost
hive beetles lay eggs in it.
But I got something for that, buddy.
Oh, I'm testing something too. I talked to it on, I think it was on with Earl or others guys, Houston and I. We said, so I got granulated crushed peppermint candy. It's a powder. It's peppermints essentially, and it's crushed into a powder. So I'm going to take that and just sprinkle it on top of the pollen patty on a couple test hives and see if it, or even take the pollen patty and press it into the powder, just so that, I mean, it'll give them the sugar and it'll keep the hopefully, knock on wood, keep the hive beetles away.
And I'm going to tell you something else to do. Straight out of the Hive Alive playbook. Put your pollen patty in a sandwich bag and then score the bottom of the sandwich bag. So I did that.
That's a good idea too.
And it keeps the beetles from being able to get around to the edges, and the bees just eat it from the inside. They'll go in the bag and clean it out. Now, not saying that beetles won't get in there and all that, but what I noticed is if they do larva it up, they have a hard as hell time getting out of that baggie. So if I knew I could take the whole baggie out with the larva in it and take it right on out of there.
That's interesting.
So it worked really well this year.
All right, gentlemen, it is 10 o'clock. I've got to get some stuff done before I go to sleep for my regular job. So let me let you all go. I appreciate you letting me come on here, Grayson. Good chatting with you, Bob and Steve.
I'm about to head off too. So
thanks, everyone.
All right, good night, everybody.
All right, good night, Jason. We'll talk to you later.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks everybody for watching the stream. We're about to head out here. So thank you everybody for hopping on for just a little bit. So
yeah, thank you for having a show.
You're welcome.
I can't wait till tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
Another show.
And
Channel Lee's.
Man, that's a great question. Where were we last week? Hold on, let me check real quick.
What did you do last week?
We were on my channel last week, so we'll be on Lee's channel this week coming up, or tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
We'll be there, but you'll get the notification either way.
Time I get it, you already did 15 minutes.
Look.
Oh, yeah, you gonna drink tomorrow? Oh, yeah, that's getting a little lower.
Yeah, that's how much I had just the other night.
You kidding me?
No, that's why they were laughing, because
I did play it back. I saw it. He said about 2.5 hours in. I saw it. Well, you feel no pain, brother.
No, I was slurring everything.
Great. I'm gonna drink some mead tomorrow with you.
Okay, sounds good. We'll pour one out tomorrow then.
All right.
All right, guys. You have a good night. Grayson, we'll see you later.
See you later. Thanks for hopping on.
Yep.
No problem.